Today I'm going to be making green chili sauce that is delicious on enchiladas, carnitas, tacos. The first step in doing that is I roast the peppers. For this recipe, I'm going to be using poblano peppers, cubanelles, banana peppers, and I'm going to be using jalapenos. The only ones that I am not going to roast out of those are the jalapenos. There are many ways to roast peppers. I personally like to do it on my grill because it gives it a little better flavor. You can use a charcoal grill, you can use a gas. I like to use this one because this one's actually infrared, so it doesn't cause everything to get too hot. And so I'm going to start throwing the peppers on the grill. Pick these up today at the farmer's market. So there's the poblano, there's the cubanelle, and here's the banana pepper. The key to roasting these peppers is once they start to blister on the side, then you'll flip it and keep going. And this usually takes between 15 to 20 minutes. I'll put the lid down and I'll check back in about 5 minutes. There are lots of variations of this. You can pretty much use it with any type of pepper. A lot of people use Anaheim chilies, New Mexico peppers. I like to use the poblanos mixed with the hot bananas, with the cubanelles, and then the jalapeno, just because then you get a little bit of heat, but then you taste the sweet coming through from the cubanelles. So I'm going to let this go, and I will check back in on everything in about another 5 minutes. We are now at the 10-minute mark, so let's flip the peppers again. You can see they're starting to blister significantly more. The next step in making the green chili sauce is to peel the skin off the roasted peppers. To do that, I would recommend wearing gloves, just because in case they're little hot peppers, you don't want to burn your hands. So to peel the skin off, if it's blistered correctly, you should be able to just pull it right back. Otherwise, if you need to use a knife or a fork, that should work as well. The reason why you want to peel off all this skin is because it'll kind of have a charcoal-y taste to it, and additionally it allows when you blend it just to be a lot smoother of a pepper. And then once you have the skin fully peeled off, what I'll do is I'll open it up and clean out the seeds. And there you go, that's what it looks like. And there's two ways to do this. You can either dice them up or throw it in the blender. I prefer to throw it in the blender because that's a little easier route. If there are a few seeds left, not the end of the world. Get those off. And then just go to the next pepper And do the same thing, peel off all the skin on it. And you'll continue to do this until you are finished with all the peppers, and I will show you the next step here once I'm done peeling all the skin off. Now that I've fully peeled the 3 pounds of peppers, I am going to start making the dish. And the next step is to heat up a stock pan or a saute pan and put the onions and the garlic in it. Now I didn't go over this recipe with you before, but what you'll need is 3 tablespoons of canola oil, you'll need 1.5 cups of finely chopped onions, and 6 cloves of minced garlic for this portion of it. Now this is a triple batch, so you by no means need to make this much. If you want to make a smaller version, just divide it by 2 or divide it by 3 as your needs require. And you're going to saute this for about 3 or 4 minutes over medium to medium high heat. So I'm just going to let that get warmed up for a little bit. Alright, now that the grease is getting heated up, I'm going to pour in the 1.5 cups of onions. And I chop mine a little less than finely chopped. The reason being is I put everything through the blender at the end. So if you're doing that, you do not need to worry about finely chopping it. And then we will let this saute for the next 3 minutes. While the onions and garlic are sauteing, what I like to do is I like to put the peppers in a blender and blend everything up. This replaces the process of having to finely chop the peppers. Onions have been sauteing for 3 minutes and they look nice and soft, and so does the garlic. I'm going to do the next step, and that is to put in the flour. With this, I used 6 tablespoons of flour once again because it's a triple batch. You put in cumin, that's 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cumin, and then also salt and pepper to taste as you like, and then we're also going to stir that in and do that for about another 2 to 3 minutes. So first I'm going to put in the flour. I'm going to put in the cumin. Here's the salt. Black pepper. Now simmer this until it's smooth. It's been a couple minutes, and now the sauce is thick and smooth. It's almost kind of like a gravy. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get that. There you go. It's almost like a gravy. So my next step that I do, just because of the way that I prepare it, is I am going to scoop from there into the blender. And the reason why I do it this way is kind of like everything blended together. Additionally, because I don't finely chop up the onions. after 2 cycles in the blender, everything should be good to go. Now you just refrigerate it for 30 to 40 minutes just so it cools down. When it's done, it should be a nice green cream like this. Tastes delicious, has a little bit of heat to it, but then on the end you definitely taste the sweetness. So as you can see, it's runny, but it's thick at the same time. This is great to be able to put in a squeeze bottle, like I said, to pour over carnitas or tacos or anything of the like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments or private message me. And that is how you make my green chili sauce.